Welcome back to the Starfighter podcast, the podcast that might not look like much, but we got it where it counts. You got your co-hosts, Dom, Jake. We're here talking Ahsoka episode 8 tonight, the
Oh yeah.
finale episode. Jake, talk to me. How you feeling?
Namaste. Great to be here. Hope you're doing okay, my friend. I'm doing fantastic. My internet is not, but we're here. How you doing, man?
Your dog sounds like they're doing good.
Oh God, can you hear them?
A little bit.
Oh, bejeebus. Okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
Sorry, dude.
Glad you're doing well. I'm doing good tonight too. Thanks so much for asking. Everyone tuning in, we appreciate it. Whether it's live or on the replay, it's going to be a good show. Definitely fire in those comments. Again, either the live chat or the replay. We would love to hear your guys' thoughts, theories going forward, how you enjoyed the finale, how you enjoyed the series. And then also hit that subscribe button, leave us a like. We do appreciate it. We've got a special guest, returning guest, one of our Star Wars trivia champions, actually. So let's bring him on board. Anthony, how you doing?
Doing good.
Great to have you back. Thanks for being here.
Of course, yeah. Great to be back.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, stoked to have you here. Anthony is beating me up many times. I'm gonna keep saying it every time he's on because I'm waiting for the day of revenge. It's gonna come soon enough. It's gonna come soon enough.
All right. I shall await.
I won't let it go.
All right, guys. Ahsoka episode 8.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, I think we can pretty much get into it. I'm ready. I don't think there's anything else to touch on first. So yeah, let's just get into it, guys. Maybe we'll start with some initial thoughts. Also, I know normally we kind of go through like the breakdown kind of scene by scene. I have a feeling that we're gonna be jumping around kind of all over the place, and that's totally cool too. Just a little bit more of a open discussion, and then towards the end, definitely want to hear how you guys enjoyed the series as a whole. And I feel like this episode, the finale, left some things open for season 2, and then the Filoni movie going forward. So I think we probably all have some theories. So excited to hear about that. Yeah, if you don't mind, I might start with my initial thoughts.
Go ahead.
So I really enjoyed this episode. I actually watched it twice, like back to back, just right away. I watched it a second time. I didn't love it. I think the only episode that I loved out of the series was episode 5, with Anakin's lesson, with Ahsoka, and going back to the Clone Wars and stuff. But I did really enjoy the finale. I kind of wanted to just tell you guys real quick about the things that I didn't like first.
Oh, there's things you didn't like. Oh, Nelly, hold on.
Yeah, Jake's excited now.
Why? No, never.
All right, so let's see. Kind of a small gripe, but Night Sisters aren't like my favorite thing in Star Wars. They're kind of just whatever to me, but that's not a huge deal. Baylan and Shin obviously underused, completely in this episode. We get to see him for a couple seconds at the end. The only reason why I can forgive them for this is because multiple times I was so afraid that they were gonna do something that I didn't want with the character. I don't know if you guys ever felt like this, but it's like when someone was getting kind of like pinned in a corner, I just felt like, oh no, someone's about to like show up and step in. Like I thought like Baylan was gonna step in and like now he's good all of a sudden, or Shin's gonna step in and be good, and I was really like afraid of that. multiple times, and so I'm really glad that they didn't do that, because to me that would have ruined their character, at least in this season. So I can kind of forgive them, and then I like what happened for them at the end.
Would you have been as upset if like Shin just showed up and like stopped them from getting on the ship and got away with Thrawn back to the other galaxy?
No, I would have liked that too.
Like they just killed off Elsbeth quicker, and then just like she shows up and she's like up on the tower and she just messes like all of them up pretty much, and then just bounces.
Yeah, I'm just really glad that they didn't turn either her or Baylan to the light side.
Yeah,
that's what I was afraid of the whole time. And then I think the most obvious thing is with Sabine. I can get on board. With the lightsaber pull. I'm on board with the lightsaber pull. The push was a stretch for sure.
It definitely was. Yeah.
Dude, she's been training for 2 days. Dude, get off her back. All right, leave her alone.
I thought it looked cool. I just I think it would have made more sense if Ezra was the one pushing her.
I would have been like so upset, dude, if she got on the ship and like left them both and went back to their galaxy. I'd have been like, I'm glad they didn't do that. Honestly, I would have flipped a lid. I would have.
Yeah. Oh, and then
there's so much to say.
Real quick, something like I saw with Star Wars Theories breakdown. He brought up a good point, and he referenced an episode in Rebels that I forgot about, but apparently, like something was calling to Sabine in a certain episode, and it may have been Tar Vizsla. So like his theory is that she could possibly be an ancestor of him, which would then suggest that she is stronger in the Force or has more potential in the Force than what we thought towards the beginning of the series. So I kind of like that theory.
Skips a generation, huh?
A couple generations.
Yeah.
But another reason why I can forgive this situation a little bit is because the way I look at the Force, I don't know if this is how you guys view it from time to time, but to me, the Force kind of hands out freebies to people every so often. I feel like we have examples of that. And like,
what do you mean?
So like the one that came to mind, like right off the top of my head, was Kanan when he's fighting Darth Maul in Clone Wars, and Maul like blinds him, slashes him through the eyes. Yes, Kanan was a Jedi Knight, but he's been rusty. He was coming out of retirement. Also, he's like 100% done for in this situation where Maul blinds him. Somehow he finds this mask on the ground. He puts it on, and then he's able to like throw Maul off the cliff pretty easily right after that.
Yeah, they say that though. If you go blind, your hearing gets better. So I don't know, man. That's a factual thing, scientifically proven. Makes more sense. I don't know. I mean,
I just feel like sometimes the Force kind of steps in and takes over a little bit. Either way, still a bit of a stretch. Those are the things that I didn't like.
Yeah, I mean, the Force literally got Anakin's mom pregnant, so I guess it could do anything it wants at this point.
There you go.
Yeah, can't complain.
Those are my gripes. Everything else I really liked. I feel like I've been talking a little too long, so I won't go into what I really liked just yet. But yeah, Jake, do you want to give us some of your initial thoughts?
Oh, geez. I don't know if you want them all. Yeah, I didn't like this episode that much. I haven't liked the last couple episodes of this just because of what they've done to Thrawn. They just make him look like an idiot all the time. I don't understand what his big plan was either. It didn't make sense to me at all. He literally put 3 quote-unquote Jedi together was his brilliant plan, and I didn't understand the concept of doing that. But yeah, I didn't understand half the episode. I don't know why they were just floating over these turtles when they literally could have just gone on their ship and then flown there and taken care of business. I don't understand what the heck they were doing that whole time. I don't understand how they...
The ship was kind of like done. It was like destroyed for a little bit.
the ship, why were they floating over tortoises when they needed to go save the other freaking galaxy? What are they doing? Like hanging out, just chilling? Like what are you doing? Get on the ship and go. And then after
I
that,
don't follow. I don't
follow it either.
Okay, it was
I'm missing something. I'm sorry.
In the opening when they're with the turtle crab people and they're floating over it, and then the tides come in, and then when their ship gets destroyed at first. He's saying like
why were they in that situation?
Why were they even there hanging out? Why aren't they going to try to save the galaxy? What the heck is their plan? Where the heck did he go find a kyber crystal on this planet randomly to make a lightsaber after he was just like, I don't want to use a lightsaber. I can't handle all of that. And then after the ship goes down, they're like, oh, this is going to slow us down. And I was like, you're going 5 miles an hour. Like you weren't going any faster. And then they get on these wolves and head there. And I'm like, why did you guys not just head there to begin with?
Those wolf dogs, though. Those are.
It was just a reason to have them. Like what? I don't know, dude. It was just super frustrating. Like it was just a terrible writing from my eyes. I couldn't take it. Thrawn sends 2 fighters after them. Like he knows they're gonna blow up and he's not gonna do anything. It's like, well, then don't freaking send 2 fighters after them because that's a waste of your time. Like in the very beginning too, they're like, oh, like the ship's prepped and ready, and he's like, okay, like let's just hang out here for a little bit. It's like you can't take that ship into space to the ring to fly off. Like I don't understand the purpose of having this space ring and a spaceship and why it's sitting there and why you have to like wait another like 5 hours to just like go into space, and you could have just got on it and bounced. I just like a lot of it made terrible sense. His plan was awful. If he just killed Sabine, he could have killed Ezra because supposedly he knew where he was. Ahsoka would have shown up. It would have been Shin, Bail, Elizabeth, and the 3 witches all against Ahsoka. Kill her pretty easily and dip. Like the whole like story, like I just can't get behind it. It was annoying. And then he's like, oh, we'll send some troopers down to go fight them. Bro, you just showed in the stairway that there's walls that close. You could have closed like 25,000 walls. They would have had to break through all of them just to get to the top. And then you could have just, I don't know. All of it. I was like, I don't know. It was it was so frustrating, honestly. It just was to me.
You mentioned the crystal, and
does Hu Yang just have like kyber crystals laying around, or?
I mean, possibly, but I was thinking, since you brought that up, like we know that was Kanan's lightsaber emitter, which is really cool. Maybe it was his lightsaber crystal too.
Yeah, maybe. It's possible. But yeah, then it really got like bent me out of shape because we didn't see Shin or Balin.
I can tell.
Like the whole time. No, dude, the whole thing. I was like literally like that was the dumbest thing I've ever watched in my life, and I can't believe that's just my opinion, folks. If you love it, you love it. I'm stoked that you do.
I mean, there's a little show called Book of Boba Fett, but
that was terrible. I couldn't.
Yeah, that was.
So, but it was just the storytelling and all that stuff. The fighting choreography did get a little bit better with Ahsoka, but
it really did.
It was terrible when she was blocking those shots. She still looks like she's in slow motion. So it's really hard to like believe that. I don't know. There's just like some things that took me out of it. And the Balin and Shin thing, wish we would have seen them more in this episode, or at least like a line. Neither of them said a word, even when they showed up on the screen. Not a single word. And so it's just like, okay. And it sucks because I know the actor died that plays Balin, and I wish they would have just given us like a little more. Maybe they just didn't do that on purpose because they don't know what to do with him right now. But we'll get into that.
The best part of the show, honestly. I think he was the best part of the show.
Yeah.
And I mean, we say it every time, like every review, but it's just, it's definitely devastating, heartbreaking. Because great. Both of them are great, but Balin for sure. He steals it in his scenes, and then you can see at the end too, like, I mean, the development was so good, and then clearly they have plans for his character going forward.
Yeah,
and I really like where it's headed.
What is her plan, man? What is she like?
She's going off to start the Knights of Shin, bro.
like on a desert planet. I just like literally was like, what are you doing right now? Like, I don't know. I was confused why she wasn't like with Thrawn or trying to get back or.
But honestly, why do those
know.
guys kind of look like the Knights of Ren?
I don't know. They're like Japanese style Knights of Ren. It's weird.
Anthony, tell us some of your thoughts.
Yeah, sorry, Anthony. I didn't mean to step on your mouth.
It's okay. It was a good episode. It was, but there was a good amount missing. I really wanted a conversation between Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra about the whole situation of everything. Because I thought, after Sabine and Ezra first reunited, he was like, "What happened? How'd you get here?" And she's like, "I'll tell you later." Basically,
it's complicated.
It's complicated.
He never finds out, does he?
No, not really. Because in the next episode, we didn't get. There was no conversation. Ahsoka wasn't even there until the end of the episode. There was nothing. They reunited, and there was no talk then. And then now in this episode, I was really looking forward to having a conversation between them, hearing everything. Ezra possibly getting mad at Sabine for them getting into that entire situation, but didn't really happen. That was one thing I really wanted to see throughout the episode.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't like that scene really too much because it just seemed like Ahsoka brushed it off so lightly. And it was like a few cheesy thing she said, like, "Oh, I'm just never gonna leave your side. My person never left. My master never left."
That. I liked that, honestly, because it was a callback to the Clone Wars and like when Anakin was the only one to like take her side, and even like the council. Mm-hmm. For people that didn't watch the Clone Wars, Ahsoka was like wrongly accused of betraying the Jedi Order and betraying the Republic, and Anakin was the only one that like believed her, and even like the Jedi Masters were like, maybe she did do this, which she was like, how could you guys like ever think I would do something like this? That sort of a deal. And and yeah, I kind of like that, like the sentiment, that because also I feel like there's these moments when we're thinking about Anakin where like she can choose to like focus on his turn to the dark side, or she can focus on the good things and like about him and how he was a good friend, he was a good master. So yeah, I like that moment.
It just seemed kind of like she brushed it off. She's like, "Oh, I've made a couple mistakes in my day," and it's like, really, you were gonna give up like the entire galaxy for one friend one time? I didn't know that, Ahsoka. Great comparison.
For one friend.
Like, what are we talking about here? Anyways, but what else did you like in this episode, Anthony?
I really liked, even though we only got to see Baylan for like 5 seconds, but I like how they set up his ending, where he kind of found what he was looking for. He was with like the rock statues of the Father, the Son, and the Daughter. You could tell it is what it looked like. He was standing in like the palm of the Father's hand.
Very Lord of the Rings to me.
Yeah. I really liked that.
I feel like you're the perfect person to tell us more about this. I mean, I have a little bit of knowledge.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, shed some light for the viewers, the listeners.
Yeah. So in Clone Wars, there's an arc in there with Anakin and Obi-Wan where they meet. The Force is the embodiment of 3 people: a father, his daughter, and the son. The son is represented the dark side, and the daughter is the light side, and the father is the balance between the two. So it was just the arc showed like kind of like the struggle between those 3 sides, trying to be balanced. The father trying to control the two, but the other two trying to be the more present one. And I think it was good for Baylan. I think it was a great choice to have Baylan, because that's kind of what he was looking for. He was like power. It was like power. He felt something, and then just seeing that, I feel like it was such a good thing, and I really enjoyed the callback, because it's not something a lot of people in Star Wars know about.
Yeah.
And it was one of my favorite arcs of the entire Clone Wars show.
it's definitely one of the biggest arcs where it like expands the Star Wars universe, like just the entire story. It just opens things up a lot more.
Yeah, I was gonna ask a question though, because I was thinking about it as well. I don't think it's the father, the son, or obviously the sister. I think it's Aboleth because, and I don't know if you think that as well. I only say that because I was going through the like history of it, and she got left behind by the father, the daughter, and the son when she drank from the waters of knowledge, and so they left her. And so I don't know if like this is like a desolate planet. Like, do you think that's who's there?
Oh, you're saying that's who's calling?
Yeah, because the mother and father and son bounced and left her because she was like became immortal. She was like a mortal woman that drank from the like the well of knowledge or the waters of knowledge, and like totally.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
that's possible.
Yeah, that's definitely
Is she just like crazy? Like I don't know too much about her. Who is this Aboleth lady, my friend?
We don't see her in Clone Wars, right?
We don't. No, I think she's only mentioned
in Legends, I believe.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, that she's only referred to. We don't ever see her, so I'm not. I don't know too much.
But yes, I do believe she's crazy.
But yes,
but yes, I do. Yeah. Right? I heard she's kind of a little cray.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting because maybe they'll decide that for new canon that it's just going to be the three of them, and
but then my question would be like, who's the father, who's the son, and who's the daughter at this point then?
So this is what I was gonna say. Obviously we see the statue of the daughter that's broken, and so
Ahsoka, right? I mean, that's pretty obvious, right?
So she pretty much takes the place of that, the embodiment of the light side now, which also in the Clone Wars, the daughter sacrifices herself to save Ahsoka, right?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Something
and then
like that, yeah.
Also the way she takes form now is through Morai, the owl that we see at the end.
Yeah.
Right? Which I really like that. I felt like I kind of saw it coming, you know, like you knew it was coming. You know, like Ahsoka's character throughout Clone Wars. I don't know, there's just something I really like about that owl showing up every so often.
Yeah. It's just like a small thing that really there's not much significance to it unless you know. And if you do know, then it's such a big thing. Yeah,
it's just like a little finishing touch, basically.
Yeah.
And then it's cool too because the significance every time it shows up also is that when Morai shows up for Ahsoka, it basically means that she's exactly where she needs to be, which she says at the end too. And that could be physically, but I think it's also like she's where she needs to be at that point in her life. You know what I mean? And like her destiny, basically. So, yeah, I really liked seeing that scene.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a weird feeling that Dave Filoni is going to try to bring Hayden Christensen back with the waters of life. Like something's going to happen on this planet. Like maybe he's the sun. And
I hope not.
I could see it happen.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening, but
bro, it's member berries like the lore. They're gonna have to make it happen.
Gosh. That's true.
They're like, how do we get butts and seats? Bring Anakin back. We'll figure it out.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys thought about that, or like if you think they're gonna bring back Maul at any point. I've heard that kind of floating around. But then, did you guys still have any theories about what's in those crates, or?
It's probably because from what we
Snoke,
saw,
right?
It's Snoke still. He's banking on Snoke.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of Snoke.
Yeah, it's definitely. I would say it's definitely like corpses. Definitely, it has to be because as we see from the stormtroopers, they're reanimated, They're reanimated by the great mothers and by the witches and stuff. So as we can see that, so it goes to show, like, it makes sense that all those crates would be an entire legion. That
Legion of
he
what,
could
though?
use
Like of Mauls or like
of Mauls,
sisters?
or
I
yeah,
want Mauls, bro. I want them to just be like sick, wielding like thousands of Mauls.
It's just funny how your mind went there. A thousand, like a legion of.
We
Mauls.
talked about this like 2 episodes ago, and I was like, dude, I would.
I think we talked about it. I think in the last episode review I was on, I think we talked about it.
I would just love to see it. Get off my back, Tom. All right.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an army of some sorts.
But you don't think it's like a bunch of sisters?
I think it could be. I think that's definitely a possibility that it's maybe it's some of the people that Thrawn had on his ship, because he had the sisters reanimate what he needed to keep going. So they could be some of his people, and then probably some of the some of the Dathomirians, whatever. Yeah, okay. I think it could be probably.
I'd rather it be a bunch of Star Killer clones.
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Unlikely, but
so you guys don't think they're gonna bring anybody back from the dead once they get here? Not Maul, not Anakin. You can't see them bringing back like Asajj Ventress, because that's my number one. I think they're gonna actually bring back in the series as Asajj.
I can actually, Asajj Ventress. Yeah, I can see that.
Dom's not behind it.
But like why? Like, what's the reasoning? Like, whose idea is it, and what's the reasoning?
It's probably because they need like sick Jedi to fight with them, and maybe they need their own kind of like guard. Obviously, we didn't talk about it yet, but it doesn't seem like the mothers are too stoked that Thrawn just blew up their frickin' tower. You know? They
were. They were not happy.
So
I don't think they really wanted to team with him anyway. They just did it because.
Yeah,
they did because he just showed up one day. And they're like, oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting because it kind of makes you wonder, like, how does he have this control over them? Because in a way, you almost think that the Night Sisters could like take him out if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is a Thrawn is dead theory floating out there.
Well, that he's actually dead.
Yeah, that he already had to get like reanimated by the Night Sisters. If you look at his coat and his uniform, there's a hole in it, like right on his chest, and it looks like it got sewed up, like he got shot at some point, or maybe Ezra stabbed him to get away, and like maybe he like had a fatal like injury and like had to use like the Night Sisters magic, and so he's like kind of like enslaved to them to a degree, but he doesn't like quite know it. Probably, maybe something weird's happening, but I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know if you heard that theory or not.
I have not. I haven't looked into the theories a lot yet.
Well, I'm hashtag theorist, baby. Let's go.
That's true. Yes.
I try to stay off Reddit. So.
Oh, dude, come on, bro. It's all on the dark web. Just check it out.
What do you guys think about Ezra in this episode? One of the things that I liked was him fighting against the troopers.
Do you still think that he's like on their side? I was thinking maybe he's the brother. Maybe like he has a spirit and he finally escaped the planet, and like, that's why he didn't go back for them or help them, and he's just kind of like doing his own thing now, like in like the shadows. And I was like, that would be.
You're big into the theories tonight.
Yeah,
you got a theory for like everything.
Yeah. I definitely thought it was weird that he just left them.
Yeah,
that was definitely a weird thing for Ezra to do.
And it was weird that he like got away from Thrawn so easily. He just like took the ship and down. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't get like shot at. We didn't see anything. Like,
yeah,
not even a mention.
Maybe they don't have Taco Bell in that galaxy. He's got to get back home, man.
That's true.
You got to get some of that bonfire sauce, dude. Yeah, that's where it's at.
Got to get that Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Ooh, that Baja Blast.
Got to get back. I really liked the scene where he reunites with Hera. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Why he was still wearing the stormtrooper helmet?
Dude, I was
I
literally
don't.
thinking that.
I
I was
don't.
like,
I don't. I'm like, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
only for dramatic effect.
Yeah, that-
yeah, but for
that's
who?
the
We
only
all
reason
know
why.
who it is. Like
'Cause,
everybody, like watching knows who's it. Like there's no
Like,
dramatic effect, dude.
what was the riot? What was the riot like? Did he keep it on the entire time, or did he like
I
take
know.
it off while he's like flying, and then he
That's
like
true. Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah. There was
"Hang on."
no.
He's
Yeah.
like, hang on,
there
let me
was-
put it back on for a second.
Yeah. Yeah. There was no reason for him to be in that outfit.
And then he like
Yeah.
he didn't push it. He like was flying in and didn't even give him like a code or anything. They're like, "Who are you? We'll shoot you down." He's like, "Roger,
That's
Roger."
true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. He just flew right in.
Roger.
Like, and everyone's like, "Who is it?" I would be like, "Dude, you could have told everyone already. Like, it's Ezra. Don't kill me. I'm just here to land, folks."
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was goofy too. I was like, "Why is he wearing that right now?"
Yeah.
I still liked it. I like Chopper's reaction too. I thought
That's
that was
true.
great.
Yeah. I like Chopper going up first, and then Chopper kind of knowing like when he pet him, you can kind of tell you can kind of tell that Chopper realized it was Ezra.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then I liked Hera's reaction a lot. I just thought it was great. It definitely felt like a Rebels moment in
Yeah.
a good way.
You think
And-
that Hera and him are gonna, you know?
So dumb.
I hope Hera's like his mom.
Yeah, what the
Yeah,
heck?
yeah, yeah.
He came back. He left as a boy. He came back a man. You never know what's gonna happen. Okay.
That second galaxy changed him.
Yeah. That second galaxy changed
He
it.
changed his mind.
That Jason actually isn't that guy's kid, right?
Oh my gosh.
Just saying.
Out of control.
I watched a movie once about it. All right.
Wait, what was I gonna say? Oh, it felt like more. It felt like more emotional than the reunion with.
It
Sabine
felt
and
way
Ezra.
more emotional.
It
dude.
definitely
And
was.
they, and,
yeah,
and they didn't even get to hug.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Oh,
Like you
Yeah.
didn't even see them hug. You get
Oh
this
my
long
gosh.
hug with Sabine and Ezra, but like,
him and Chopper had a more like emotional reunion.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sabine did
yeah,
with him.
yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah, that's a good point. I actually did notice that too. I was like, oh, like there's actually like emotion in this scene. That's interesting.
Yeah.
good stuff. Good stuff.
And I couldn't help but realize that the fish guy in the background didn't have a pistol like he did in the first one because he couldn't grab it, so they gave him a big old gun this time to hold. So that's good. Fix that problem up real quick.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
I
the-
also
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I also noticed there's in the scene after the stormtroopers, they go through like the blast doors, and there's like that scene of them going up through the smoke. If you look closely, you can see one of the stormtroopers trips and falls. I noticed it. You can clearly see that like one of them like fell. It's like it was the funniest thing I saw, and I like rewinded it like 3 times.
I'm gonna have to rewind it right now and watch it.
Yeah.
What's the timestamp?
Let me see. I wonder.
Okay.
Yeah. I took a video of it.
Oh, it's like
But-
right there. It's like at like 27:30 something.
You found it already?
Yeah. Let me see. Through the
Yeah.
smoke. I didn't see one fall. I'm gonna have to check
Yeah.
it out.
So it's
Chat, let us know how you enjoyed this episode. Let us know how you enjoyed this.
Oh,
series
I think I might have seen it.
and your theories going forward.
It's after they blast through the door and they try
Yeah,
running through the door.
yeah, and then there's like the overhead scene, and then it cuts to them like forward, and then it's back, and then if you look, you can see one of them just trip.
It's great.
Yeah, it's
Okay, I was a little bit kind of confused as to how these zombie things work because they were like walking super slow,
it's
and then they
true.
blast through the door somehow,
And
and
then
now
they're running.
sprinting. And I'm like,
Yeah.
are they zombie? Like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden, they popped up from that other like tunnel. I was like, how were they so slow but got up? Like, what's happening
Mhm.
here? Maybe there were just like multiple zombie groups running around. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't ask questions.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, because the Death Trooper ones looked
They were
Death
already
Trooper?
zombified.
Death Trooper
Yeah.
or Dark Trooper?
Dark Trooper.
Dark Trooper. They seemed even stronger. Like they like lifted them up, you know?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and they had the better armor too. They looked like they had like Beskar or some sorts, something like that.
Sabine
Kind
pulled a Kylo.
Yeah, she
It
did.
was great. I loved it. So cool.
Can we talk just a little bit more about that last fight with Elspeth and Ahsoka? Because
it really irked me, bro. Let me get to this real quick before you say anything.
actually,
Okay? I can't handle it. I can't do it. Episode 1, Sabine gets stabbed for 10 seconds through the stomach. A-okay. Elsbeth gets gashed a little bit in the stomach. Dead immediately. Can we please figure out? They scraped her. They scraped her tummy, and she died. And why aren't they chopping people in half with lightsabers? Could have killed all those zombies in like 2 seconds. Just cut them in half. Like, what are we doing? I feel like they can get away with it though. Like Disney, like they're not people, they're zombies, and they're like could have been CGI. It's not like you're gonna show blood. They could have cut them and had green smoke come out.
Maybe they doubled up on the armor.
Chunky boys. Okay. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, sorry, Dom. I didn't mean to get all upset about the Elsbeth getting cut and dying immediately.
It's fine. It's whatever.
She's probably gonna come back in the next season, folks, and be on the planet and be roaming around.
Yeah, I really didn't understand why she died. I feel like.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I said I really didn't see like why she had to die. I feel like she could have like survived. They could have all fought. They would have I feel like it would have been better if they just came to like a stalemate and then they all just like because we just got with Morgan she just received like the shadows and stuff, and it would have been cool to really see like more of that, maybe them like they hit a stalemate and then they just go, or like one of them retreats. They like retreat and run away, where one of them where they're still alive. I feel like would have been.
Yeah, I'm totally on the opposite end with you guys then, because I'm over the shadows, man. I just wanted Ahsoka to tear it up, and she did.
Honestly, I don't know why they didn't. Okay, you walk up there. There's Elsbeth standing there with a sword. I don't know what that sword can do against blasters, but Sabine has 2 of them, and there's another lightsaber with you. Just kill her in 5 seconds and move on. We don't need a dilly-dally. Get it over with. There's 3 of you. It's one of her. Boom. See you later. Let's go get this. I just stupid things like that this whole episode where I'm just like, what is going on right now? Like,
but it was a pretty cool fight scene.
The choreography was great.
But she like looked better than Ahsoka almost, and like that was disappointing to me. I was like, why is this
actually even really fast a couple times?
Yeah.
Pretty fast. I'm guessing she had a stunt double for some of that.
I think it was CGI most of it, or something like something.
You think it was CGI most of it?
I don't know, sped up something, dude. Like I don't know.
I think it was a stunt double for most of it.
Yeah, I really Superman compared to Ahsoka swinging, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, the way she held her sword too was kind of cool. Yeah, where she had the palm on like the back of the blade.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the just a little reference to Clone Wars. So the blade of Talzin, was Mother Talzin's sword in Clone Wars, and that was created, and she used that against Mace Windu, I believe, in the Clone Wars. So, just a little Easter egg there.
Well, here's the other Easter egg. It's been missing forever, and they just made it out of thin air, supposedly, in 2 seconds. There's your Easter egg, folks. Have a nice night. Theorist coming in hot. I'm going to need a spoonful of peanut butter and a dog's hair. That's more ingredients than they use, my friend, okay? But it's magic with a K. I get it. It's a whole new thing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
What?
Well, that's the review, guys. I feel like there might be a little bit more.
Yeah, there's a little bit more. We can get
I mean,
into.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we can get into how ridiculous Shin is. I don't know what she's doing there.
Oh, that's true.
I was gonna ask,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you what her plan is, or like what you like, because like I just want to know like the future, what you guys think is gonna happen.
So what I think, people are starting to say that they're gonna like cast someone else for Balin, or like CGI, something like that. Definitely shouldn't CGI. I don't know if they're gonna recast. I don't really think that they should.
Mm-hmm.
I think that maybe Shin is gonna take the place of Balin, and the journey that he's supposed to go on, since of course he's passed away, but the journey that he was supposed to go on, I think maybe Shin's gonna do it.
Like maybe he dies from like whatever's up there and was like, oh, he failed the test or whatever, and she shows up and like passes it or something.
Maybe so.
Like they don't even show him again. He just like that. She just like it just shows her. He's like, oh, your master tried this and failed, and like she just has to,
or maybe
girl
they'll
power
have,
it or something.
maybe they'll have some lookalike for a scene, but yeah, I don't see them recasting someone for like the entire season.
Yeah.
Or even multiple episodes.
Maybe they can like have him run into some like night magic and CGI form, and then like turn into something else, and so like they could recast him as like a different person with makeup. I don't know.
Did you have a different theory, Anthony?
I was thinking like it could be cool just to see her as like she just builds an empire. I feel like I can definitely see that happening with her because she went back to those raiders, so she just starts like a raider empire. I feel like that could be
Knights
a thing
Shin,
because
baby. Knights of
yeah,
Shin.
yeah, because she left. She really didn't leave Balin. Balin kind of left her, but they both parted ways, and they went on separate paths. So I really don't see her trying to go back to Balin. I feel like she's at a point where she just think, I'm just gonna do it myself. And she's just going to do her own thing. And I can see, and with her going back to the Raiders too, because she teamed up with them before. So she just builds her own Raider empire.
Do you think we're going to get like, do you think she fell in love with like one of the princes of the Raiders or something, and she's going back to claim her husband?
What the heck?
Oh my. No, I don't.
Be a little turtle person.
I don't see that. That did not pop in my head. But I see that. Yeah, I just see like a quest for power. I feel like from her.
Yeah, what was that? It seemed like we got like a promo of Loki, like King Loki sitting around like with his helmet on at one point in the Loki series for one of the commercials, and I feel like that's what we're gonna get with Shin. They're gonna like stumble upon her in the Raiders. She's gonna be like chilling on a chair. I mean, like, what's up?
Yeah, especially when she.
I got all the Raiders.
Especially when we saw her on screen too, the way she was holding her lightsaber and stuff, and like the way she had to like ignite it, and they all looked to her. She was on the high ground, so it definitely gives off. Yeah, it definitely gives off like she's taking over.
Over under, how many Raiders do you think tried taking her out and then she just chopped them in half before they're like, all right, we got to follow this chick? 2?
I don't know, maybe like 7. I feel like.
Whoa,
7.
That's a lot of chopping, dude.
I feel like 7.
Are you saying her lightsaber is the only one that works?
Pretty much, yeah, because I don't understand why they're just grazing people. Dude, I don't know what's happening anymore. It doesn't work because she stabbed Sabine, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We found out it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, true.
But and they did something else. Yeah, that was I don't know. There was something ridiculous, and I was just like, oh gosh. Anyways, too many things. I'm gonna tone it down for the rest of the evening on the negativity. My bad.
You're good. I'm excited to see where it goes with them though.
Same way.
They were saying, well, like Star Wars Theory was also saying that it'd be really cool to see Balin show up in Tales of the Jedi season 2. so that we could see like episodes of young Balin when he's like in the Jedi Order.
They have a lot of stuff to work with now, honestly.
That'd be so cool.
That's
and then
true.
it'd be really cool to see him after Order 66 or during Order 66 and afterwards.
Yeah.
I would love to see something like that.
Yeah.
That would be so sick.
Yeah. Yeah. Anthony, did you watch Tales of the Jedi?
I did, yeah, I did. I watched it day one. I watched all of them in a row.
Us too. We tried to do like a watch party, and like you know how people will like turn it like on and off, right? So that you know they don't get flagged. Well, like our stream got shut down. We tried like 3 times. It got shut down every single time.
Oh no.
So then we just had to do pre-recorded, and then like you know I just really trimmed it down the next day.
It was great. It was great.
That's great.
But like we both really like the Dooku episodes, especially.
Dude,
so
the
Dooku's,
so sick, man.
Like, yeah, give us a young Balin. Like, I would eat that up if they did that. Yeah.
It's also kind of crazy how they went even darker in those Dooku episodes than they did like in these moments in this series that should have been a little darker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They tried having a little bit of like a spook vibe in this one too.
Yeah.
Like, we'll release this last one in October because we'll throw some scary music in it, and which I thought hilarious.
I did really like the music throughout this series, though.
Yeah. The music is always one of the best things.
Yeah.
Not the storytelling, but the music. I'll tell you.
The music.
That John Williams or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's Kevin Kiner now, right?
Kevin Bacon.
I believe
does
so. Yeah.
I think we'll probably start to wrap things up here soon, but is there any like theories that we still want to get into? And then I also want to hear how you guys like would rate the series. I'm also curious if you guys want, like, we could kind of like rank the Star Wars series right now too, like the different shows.
Yeah.
I'll just jump in.
Theories first if there's any more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, there's a lot more. It's not going to work out between those two groups, between Thrawn and Dathomir and the mothers. It's not going to work out. There's going to be betrayal in there. I think Heir to the Empire even has Thrawn's bodyguard, guy in the gold mask that kills him. So who knows what that guy's deal is? Maybe he's already like influenced heavily by the mothers, and that's probably going to happen in the future, where he's probably going to try to take him out. Thrawn's going to be left with nothing because his whole army is zombies and not under his control, and so he's probably going to have to turn to some other helpful friends. And we know why his motives are to be in the Empire is because of like his own planet getting destroyed, and he wanted to just protect his people. So he's a pretty noble guy for like his reasonings for things, for doing it. So they could definitely turn the corner with him on that. But I hope Sabine dies. Number one. But I think that Jason's gonna get. I think Jason's gonna get trained by Ezra. In the meantime, for a little while, at least a little bit, we're probably gonna see Jason turn into something special.
Thrawn, super noble guy. Really hope Sabine dies.
That's true. Yeah, from 0 to 100.
She's not noble. Okay, we can get rid of her. She's not. We don't need her. But no, dude, I could see something like that happen, a divide between them. I don't know how they're gonna get off. They could honestly tell a whole story, a whole different series just about what's gonna happen to them on that other planet and Peridia. So I'm super curious to see that. But I think something's gonna have to happen where they have to kill Balin. I'm sick of them disrespecting people after they die and putting them in movies. It's like, just stop doing it. Like, recast. We've had movies way before we had CGI. Recast them or make a new story. Be creative. But I'm way more curious about what's happening on Peridia than I am back at the galaxy right now, quite frankly.
Honestly, same too. Yeah.
But you know what's really interesting? Like, would what do you guys think when Ahsoka told Sabine that it's time to move on? Because to me, it also felt like how she was kind of trying to get Sabine to let go of Ezra earlier in the series. It felt like
Yeah.
she's saying the same thing again, kind of like you need to let Ezra go again. And then like what does that mean? What does that mean for their journey, like on Peridia, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just really curious, and I don't know if you guys had any more thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I thought that was that was like an interesting thing to say, because it seemed like Sabine was already like had come to terms with the fact. She was like, "Oh, Ezra made it back," and she was fine with that, with being left there. But but definitely, it seems like there's something else Ahsoka has in mind, that maybe she wants, or she feels something else on there on Peridia.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of like controversial for her to be like let go and move on, and she's still like totally all about her former master that's dead and turned to Vader. Ironic. So, just saying, maybe figure that out yourself, Ahsoka, before telling people to let go. But
well, I'm wondering if maybe part of it has to do with
I don't even know what that means.
Like possibly like she wants her to fully commit to being a Jedi and not be both Mandalorian and Jedi, possibly.
Well, we already figured out, we didn't really touch on it that much, is that the reason why Ahsoka and her aren't training is because Ahsoka was like, dude, you're gonna be like an evil SOB, and like you're doing this for revenge, like you're doing it for the wrong reasons. So that's possible that maybe she said that, like, you just have to let go, like just in general. I mean, we know like the mantra of the Jedi is like just to not really have any like attachments, because that makes you weak. So maybe it's just she's saying to like let go of like your past, like your feelings for your friends, like you need to kind of like step up, but which would make no sense, because the whole thing this was like, oh, are you gonna die, like you're not gonna fight for your friends, and like so I would be confused on that messaging. But yeah, I have no clue what they meant, honestly, bro. Yeah,
guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
But I do like what you said earlier about you know, conflict between Thrawn and the Night Sisters, because I hadn't thought too much about that, but I think that makes a ton of sense.
It's got to happen.
Yeah. I feel like they both have different motives for going back, and they're at Dathomir now, so that it gives them prime time to reveal their intentions.
And I want Shin to either stay like in the middle. I want her to either stay in the middle, or like what would be even cooler is like to eventually like really progress and lean into the dark side and just be like a really cool Shin to just be like a really cool Sith Lord. But yeah, so glad that they did not turn her, and like
they're gonna have to eventually though.
I hope not.
Like, how is she gonna get off this planet? Like, if she doesn't have people helping her, almost, unless
maybe she never gets off.
I mean, unless she does what we were talking about before and finishes Balin's thing, and they're like, you need to leave, and they help her like to the world between worlds, and she could just like bounce out in another galaxy somewhere. Although, like, I just don't see.
Although the actress in her interview at Star Wars Celebration says that Dave created her character to like really show the spectrum and like the in-between between a Jedi and a Sith. So maybe she's supposed to just stay in the middle. If she stays,
she could be like Zorro for the first 5 episodes and like not really care too much about people. Dude, I just can't believe they let me down. They did not let me like Sabine any more than like I already hated her. Like everything they did was the stupidest thing. First of all, she's about to jump off the ledge to go back, and she like doesn't jump and stays there, and then all of a sudden everyone surrounds her and doesn't see her on the wide open ledge that's just sitting there. I don't. Anyways,
she looked good when she came back. She was swinging and shooting and swinging and blocking and kicking.
But it was like another one of those things that was like, I'm gonna announce I'm attacking, like before I attack. She like stood there like next to them, was like just showed up in between two and was like, "What's up, guys?" And then like killed him. I was like, "What the what's happening right now? What is going on, dude?" I said I was done with the negativity. It was great. I loved it. 10 out of 10. Disney, send me to your premieres.
Well, send us, but yeah.
No, just me. Dom's too negative. He's gonna hate it.
Dang, I forgot what I was gonna say again. Thanks a lot, Jake.
But we were talking about that whole conversation with you.
With
them breaking up, with the whole breakup, how Sabine was gonna be an evil, and then you transitioned to Shin being really attractive to you, and then
for sure.
You said something about that braid, you know? That might have been private conversation though.
So dumb. No, they were like the coolest part of the show.
They are, and they weren't in the whole episode. I was like, this is so stupid. Like, what is going on?
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I really wanted to see some Balin action of him like solving puzzles and like him figuring stuff out. I feel
just like give us an extra 15 minutes of him walking and not saying anything and just cutting people down. I don't care. Like, give me something.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was cool that he was clearly stronger than Ahsoka through the whole
show.
Mm-hmm. No, he isn't, dude. That's false, bro.
She admits that he is in episode 7.
Dude, that's just like to catch him off guard, you know?
No.
Yeah, 100%.
No,
100%.
He had her number. Well, Jake, are you gonna finally rate the series as a whole?
Yeah, I'd give it a solid 5 out of 10.
A 5 out of 10.
That's being generous.
Anthony?
I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Good, but not great.
Dom?
I'm so dumb. I'm going like 7.5 or 8.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. It's either at a 10 or an 11. I can't decide. I just gotta give you trash for it, man. You can talk all you want on Friday because we have another show coming up, starting a new episode of a new series.
Yeah.
So Dom's not excited about it. I am.
No, I really liked it. Yeah, I really liked it.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10 because it's definitely better than every other series that we've gotten for the most part.
I think,
except for like Mandalorian season 2 and 1, pretty much.
Yeah,
it's tough because and I know we feel different in some ways with Andor because it's like Andor, I think fundamentally is like the best technically in a lot of ways, but kind of like I always say how like I think Falcon and Winter Soldier is like the best, but I had like the most fun with Hawkeye. I have the most fun with Mandalorian, especially season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So to me, Mandalorian is still my favorite out of the newer Disney Star Wars shows.
Yeah.
So you like Andor more than this? Is that what you're saying?
It's really hard because I really like the nostalgia stuff, and also like I'm a sucker for like apprentice braids and blondes and the no, but like lightsabers and the Force, like
yes, yeah, you don't get that in Andor at all.
You don't really get that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, Diego Luna holding it down for the Hispanics. Am I right?
That's sure. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I put this above. It's really hard because it's not better than Andor, but
I would say it's on par with it. It's different.
Yeah, they're very different.
The structure of the whole series is different. Like the story is different. Like what their message is completely different. Yeah,
and this is like kind of pushing
it's like watching
the universe forward, but Andor is really just kind of aiding like Rogue One. It's just like supporting Rogue One mostly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like this is actually giving us, whether we like it or not, like this is like giving us new stuff to go forward into the future.
Yeah, they both expand.
The stuff with Andor kind of stops at Rogue One.
That was it.
Yeah. They both expand, but they expand in different ways. They expand Star Wars differently.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm actually rewatching Andor right now. I'm almost done.
You should rewatch Loki, man.
I need to. I'm so confused. I forget everything that happened.
No, you did. That's such a lie. I hope
I forget everything.
Oh,
yeah,
dude. I just rewatched the series, so
we'll talk about that in a minute before we close out. But where do you guys put Obi-Wan? Because I definitely think it's better than Book of Boba. I mean,
it definitely is. Yes.
Yeah. But the thing is that like I had no hope for Book of Boba, and I had great hopes for Obi-Wan, and that let me down substantially more than Book of Boba.
Yeah.
So that's like my issue with the Obi-Wan series is like I thought we were going to be getting something different and cool, and it was just bad.
It wasn't. It did not live up to the hype of what an Obi-Wan Kenobi show could have been.
No. Here, let me ask you this question. Did you like Hayden Christensen's scene more in Obi-Wan when he fights Obi-Wan, or do you like his like part in the Ahsoka series more, like episode 5 in the series more?
Ahsoka 100%.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. I know. I can't, it's so hard to choose, honestly, for me, because the Obi-Wan like Vader thing was just like emotional for me. Like
it is
the acting, the voice acting.
They're both very they're both emotional. They're both emotional scenes.
But,
it was a little more Darth Vader though.
It was very Darth Vader,
and this is a little more Anakin.
Like
I felt like they really did Anakin justice as a character. Like they did him justice for like how we are supposed to see him in Revenge of the Sith, and then like how we see him in Clone Wars. Like it all just came together. In episode 5, like I think episode 5 is just an awesome episode, the best episode of the series, hands down.
Definitely.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah,
like I rewatched that I think 3 times. That's one that I'll go back to.
Yeah, definitely enjoyed that. I don't want to say it's probably the only bright spot was the member berries they gave me, but bring back Anakin. Give him the water of life or whatever. I don't care what it takes. Butts in seats if Anakin is back in. I should be like a Disney executive or something. I don't know.
No, Hayden did so good. Yeah, I mean, did you like seeing him at the end of this episode? Because I did.
Yeah, so did I. I think anything Anakin now is kind of good. It's good now, but I think ending it with him was also like a good touch.
Yeah,
to end the series with him looking on in approval on Ahsoka.
Yeah, Morai and then Anakin were like the 2 cherries on top, basically.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
It's funny because I went back and I watched Star Wars Theory, like a little bit of his watch party, and like I watched like when he's like ending the episode, and he's like, "You got me with the cheap trick."
Yeah, it's true.
Dude, I don't know, bro. They're bringing him back. He's gonna have some sort of something like they have to.
Yeah,
they have to. I also think that they're going to bring back like at least a Force Ghost of Kanan. So
yeah. Hope in season 2.
I hear that Freddie doesn't really like Star Wars and Disney anymore, though.
Oh, boo-hoo. Take my check. Shut up, Freddy. Sorry. He's a punk, dude. Anyways.
Oh, you don't like him?
No.
He is really cocky.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Still love you, Freddy. I loved you in Scooby-Doo. Keep it up, buddy.
I don't know, guys. Is that pretty much it?
I know my negativity is just draining us right now. Sorry. I'm sorry, folks.
We're getting Hyperdrive is getting fried from
Dude, I mean,
Jake's negativity.
There's so much negativity. The room's spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, really enjoyed the series. 10 out of 10. But yeah,
So I don't know. So you liked some of it?
I liked parts of it.
You said episode 5. You said episode 5.
I liked parts of it. I liked parts of it. I just wish that they took it a little bit further, gave us a little bit more information about things. People that are new to the series kind of needed a little bit more information for sure to even enjoy this a little bit, or to understand what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
I thought they did Thrawn dirty. I just was not into how they acted with him. They honestly make him like an idiot, which makes me honestly think that he's going to get killed by his bodyguard pretty easily, which worries me. But yeah, it was okay. There was parts of it I really enjoyed, few and far between, but yeah.
Fair enough.
What can I say? I mean, there are, you know what? I'm not going to say it. Yeah, never mind. There's one thing that I enjoyed a lot, and it was Dave Filoni stepping up.
I already know what it is.
Oh, then it doesn't need to be said, and we're moving on.
And Jake's a pretty big Hera fan. He always has been, even in Rebels. So, yeah.
Okay, now I think I know. Yeah,
and that's the
now
show, everybody. Yeah. All right. I mean, I think that's pretty much it for our review. I think we've pretty much touched on it, just about everything. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to what's next for Star Wars, which I'm thinking is Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I actually saw not too long ago. Did either of you see that the trailer for Bad Batch 3 got leaked?
I did not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a little bit of it.
Oh.
And it looked pretty legit too, what I saw.
There's a Bad Batch 3 coming out?
Season 3?
There's a Bad Batch 3 coming out?
If what I watched was legit, which it definitely looked like it, yeah.
There's a Bad Batch 3 coming out? Okay. Well, that's exciting.
Did you like Bad Batch, Anthony?
I did. I really, when Bad Batch was first released, it was I really loved it so much.
Yeah, rough start to season 2, at least for me and Jake. But oh man, they turned things around at the end.
It was like it was like the opposite of the Disney thing, where they start really great and then it ends terribly with every show they do in live action. But that was terrible in the beginning and then was phenomenal at the end, and you were like, where was this all season? Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't even want to think about it. I cried like a little baby.
You kind of sound like Crosshair a little bit right there.
My eyes! I can see my eyes. Yeah, I love Crosshair.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and
okay, so that's
Acolyte. That might be next year though.
I think Skeleton Crew is. They already have the trailer leaked, or it's actually out. Somebody has posted it. I forgot who.
So maybe it's Skeleton Crew and Acolyte. Yeah, I can't wait for Tales of the Jedi to come back as well.
Yeah,
like I said, really hope they do something with Balin. I really want to see more. I'd like to see young Qui-Gon and young Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we saw a younger Mace Windu, but we didn't have an episode focused around him. He was just kind of there with Dooku, right?
Yeah, he was in it a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, you bad, mother. And he's like, yeah, I'm bad. And he's like, all right, peace. And then they turned out to be bad. And it was cool.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's how I remembered it too.
Get
All
out of
right.
here, dude. You love, bro.
So,
We got a show coming up on Friday, folks.
Yeah.
It's going to be at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are going to be reviewing the new Loki Season 2, Episode 1. I'm personally
Yay.
super jazzed about it. Now this is Dom's opportunity to rip me a new one because I just did on his show. So, what?
I'm going in so hard on that show.
Oh, he's going to rip me apart. I'm going to stick up for my guy Loki. Okay, I don't care how bad the show gets. I'm going to say it's great. But yeah, so check that out. Friday, we're going to be going live at 5 p.m.
Jake's gonna start talking about how good it is, and I'm just gonna end stream, like in the middle of his monologue.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. It's his 40-minute monologue.
Yeah,
gonna go
exactly. It's gonna be the whole episode. I'm not gonna let Dom get one word in the whole time. I swear. So catch that, folks. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking a lot on
Anthony,
Friday.
if you want, you're always welcome for anything.
Yeah.
But yeah. Fridays we're gonna be doing that.
Cool.
5 p.m.
But you got to
And
be on
then-
my side this time, Anthony. No.
Okay.
And
for sure.
then we will we're thinking that we're still gonna do a show, like a normal show on Wednesdays, or a regular show on Wednesdays. Also, quick shout out to us, because it's hard to be consistent. I think our viewers know that it's hard for us to be consistent all the time. But I mean, Jake did miss 1 week, but we
had
got
a birthday party I had to go to.
yeah, you had something going on with your friend, but we did every Wednesday. You know, we never missed a Wednesday, really.
We didn't. This series, we
Yeah.
stuck it out to the end. For
Yeah.
me, that was harder than Dom, but you know, we made it through. I wouldn't say unscathed, little scathed, but we made it through.
We did it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Consistent. Pretty consistent.
So Loki, it's coming up, folks. Consistency is key, Dom.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple things going on. I can already tell.
I'll get Anthony on here with me. We don't need you. Okay.
You think it's gonna be a pretty good show, Jake?
I've heard wonderful things about it.
I'm just kidding.
That was messed up, bro. I was gonna say, because like if you haven't heard the news, like there's been like news the last like 2 days that have been like, this is the best Marvel show like you've ever watched. It's way better than season 1. So like I'm stoked, but also they said the Flash was gonna be amazing. So we'll find out. You could have ended it there. I mean, I would have really liked it to end there, quite frankly.
All right, guys. We will see you back for Loki review episode 1 this Friday. And thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks again,
Thank
Anthony,
you.
for being on.
Thanks, Anthony.
Of course. Yeah. No problem.
All right. Catch you guys later.